All right, friends, we have Lisa Greybill, Columbia librarian. Everyone knows her here. We're going to discuss. Lisa has been with us for how many years at Earth Day? My goodness.
My guess is 13.
Okay.
I think I have that right. 13 years.
And
I hope that's not unlucky.
It's not unlucky. How long
good.
have you been the librarian here?
Same amount of time, 13 years.
Oh, so I snagged you right away.
Yeah, you did. Oh, yes. No grass grows under your feet, Mr. Dan.
I snagged or snug. I'm around a librarian. I have to use proper grammar.
I think it's snagged.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're going to go with snagged. So you were probably the second or third year of Earth Day. It's amazing.
How it's grown.
Oh, it's amazing how
yes.
it's grown. But what I love about it, especially in times like this of the pandemic when you can look back, the great individual elements of it, everything that the library embodies is what we want to be associated with. Let's just first start with what's up with the library. I mean, there's been so much change outside of the pandemic at the library, right?
Right, exactly. Well, I do want to first let everyone know that we are open regular hours.
Okay.
And you can actually come inside and browse for books. Our children's room is now open, and we even have the sofa area open so that caregivers can sit and read to the kids.
Okay.
We have 3 computers open. You are allowed to use them only 30 minutes a day, but they are available for anyone who needs the use of a computer. They're welcome to come in. We do have plexiglass partitions between them to keep everyone safe.
That's great.
And anyone who does want to do curbside, we still have some folks that prefer the curbside pickup. We're happy to do that. Just give us a call and we'll get everything ready for you.
Now, how you, especially in this community, have served, especially when we're talking about digital divide and how people don't have access to things. You guys have been just such a lifeline to the community. With restrictions like that, it must be so hard.
Very much so.
How are you guys, how have you done it and how are you doing it?
It is a struggle, especially when people do not have computer access. I do know I received a call the other week from, I'm sure you know Jamie Widener down at Columbia Life Network.
Yep.
He had a situation where they had to shut their computers down. So I was actually helping a few of his clients apply for the rent assistance that they're offering right now, and there's a deadline for that. And of course, people don't want to lose their homes, so
Right.
I was glad to be able to help them get their applications in while Jamie did not have his computers available to access. So computers are essential. There are many in our community that don't have them. I do notice one thing, more of our electronic books on Overdrive are going out. This past month of March, we had our highest ever total of Overdrive circulation of 350 books.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we've never had that high a total of electronic books before. So people are getting tablets or phones, and they're starting to learn how to use the Overdrive applications.
So dumb that down for me. I've never heard of Overdrive. Explain what that is. Is it basic digital book?
Yes, basically that's what it is, and they're free. It's
Okay.
like a library book. You can borrow it digitally, and it loads onto your tablet or your
Okay.
phone, and you can literally read it on there. And then from there, after the 2-week borrowing period is up, it just disappears. You don't have to worry about having a late book, or like,
Oh gosh,
oh my
that
gosh,
would
I
be
forgot to
that
take
would
my
be a
book back.
godsend for
It
me.
just disappears, and you don't ever have to worry about late fees.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So it's very convenient for a lot of people.
How big is your collection, and are you like together with other libraries in that collection?
We have here at this building, we actually have over 23,000 volumes.
What?
Yes.
That
are available for people to use.
Okay.
Now, some of them are reference only.
Okay.
But we do have a collection of 23,000 volumes, and for the children alone, we have about 12,000.
I see. Wow.
So actually our children's area, when we expanded, we made it larger. We made it into 2 rooms because we needed space for all of their books. Our young adult section has really grown. And one of the things that I really miss with the pandemic is being able to visit the schools.
Right.
That's really painful.
Well,
for me
you
that I
are
can't get in and
all
visit.
about people.
I just,
Other than your cats and that love, I will say, my dear, you are people person,
Well,
and you're so good with kids. I've observed
I
that
will say
numerous
the children
times.
listen to my stories better than my cats do. My cats walk away, so they tell me what they think.
Yes, they do. No, you're great with kids, and that has to be something you're missing. It's something we're missing
Very
with not
much so.
having you involved with our Earth Day event and the books you
Right.
read.
I've
Let's do
got 'em
this
here.
now. Let's talk
Got 'em
about,
here.
before I do want to go over this story walk idea, which is
Okay.
awesome response to the pandemic, but let's first go over the kind of books you have on tap for Earth Day.
Well, let's see here. We've got a ready to read. This is for kids that are just learning to read, as you can see there. We've got some
Beautiful.
easy words. Mom and Dad can help out with the harder ones. But this is a great book for practicing reading skills and also learning about the importance of taking care of our Earth as something that anyone can do no matter what age they are.
Mm-hmm.
And some of our young ladies love Fancy Nancy, and Fancy Nancy, as you can see there, is celebrating Earth Day, and
Oh, I
she's
remember
got that.
this series from my girls.
She's got that snazzy purple Stingray bike like Miss Lisa had when she was a little girl. Even a sparkly seat. That is awesome.
And
there.
it's a convertible like yours,
Oh,
too.
yes. Well, mine's over there with its top down. You can get a snap of it in a little bit. Here, this is a nonfiction one
Cool.
celebrating holidays, Earth Day. And as you can see, again, this is focusing more, even back in 1970 is when Earth Day began.
Right.
And there's some pictures of it. And then it continues. There's our familiar windmills that we see over at the Enola Trail. How about recycling? And you can see there's a number of different things here that parents can share with their kids.
Excellent.
How to plant lettuce. I know next door, Grace Julian loves the gardening section of this because she's managing our garden camp for the summer.
Okay.
And we're working with her this summer as well.
Okay.
Remember Gilbert? I think
All right.
I've read Gilbert before.
Yes, you have.
And who could forget?
No, this is my favorite.
This is the one I do every year.
Because I think I need a Thweed. Or is
Do
it
ya?
a Thneed?
If you want to film me
I'm
reading
kidding.
it, that would be great.
I feel
anytime
like
you-
that's in my head.
Anytime
That
you
is
want to come up
that
and
is a
film me,
great that is
I
a
just
great
love this
book.
book.
That's
Yeah.
the best book.
People ask me if I have it memorized, and I think I do.
I know you do. I know
actually
you
think
do.
I do.
No, and that's a nice collection. And obviously, those books are available to be taken out
Absolutely.
from the library.
They're just in there waiting for you.
Perfect month. You mentioned kids, your passion for kids. We see that kids are the most likely to embrace recycling and Earth Day themes.
Oh, yes.
It seems like they are the one pushing this movement forward.
Yes.
How do you see that? And how do you mentioned gardening and different activities around here with some of the neighbors. How do you observe that in the kids? How can you tell?
I noticed when Grace has her garden camp,
Okay.
there was a big turnout for that. Now, I asked her the other day, I said, Grace, what are the ages for garden camp? Can preschoolers be involved? And she said it is basically just for grade school age kids at this time.
Okay.
But they are hoping to possibly expand that once they have more funding and more help. I do know this summer they're having garden camp for 3 weeks over here.
Okay.
And during that 3-week period, we will not be having any summer reading morning programs because we want the kids to be able to go to garden camp. And we'll have our programs that week rather in the evenings.
Okay.
Then also when we're not having garden camp, we'll be having our programs during the day like we always do. And we are also partnering with Allison Schultz
Okay.
at the River Park because she has ranger hour and tadpole time
Oh, cool.
for the kids. So every Tuesday morning is ranger hour, which means that we won't have any more Tuesday morning programs. We want the kids to be down at the River Park for ranger hour.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to attach 70,000 links to this video for
You will.
all the details of the programs you're running, which
Well, you should see our calendar.
which is wonderful because it's a resource that's free. It's a resource that you guys give so much time to and the volunteers help support. That's what makes a community, and that's what makes Columbia special, is a lot of people working together to provide all these things for kids who would otherwise, God knows what they'd be doing with their
The
summer.
other day, the mayor interviewed me out on the terrace, and I showed him our summer calendars for June, July, and August. He was blown away.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys have something going just about every day.
And that's awesome, including a scrapyard tour. We'll
Yes.
get into that later.
Yes. We can't forget our scrapyard tour.
Let's talk about, oh my gosh, did you set this up?
Actually, this was
No. Did you set the title up?
Daniel finds a poem.
Daniel finds a poem.
Oh,
Well,
I get it.
I think Lisa.
Mr.
I think
Dan,
Lisa was.
did you know April is Poetry Month?
I did not. I can't say I
You need to come in
did.
and see Miss Sharon's displays. Miss Sharon worked very hard making some beautiful displays and activities. We've got our Tree of Poets. We've got a Pick a Poem. I'll have to take you inside and show you those.
I'm Mr. Dan, Lieutenant Dan. Dan works with anything, I think.
There you go. Well, anyway,
Let's talk about what the concept is.
Okay.
What is this concept?
Well, basically, this was started by a lady named Ann Ferguson of Montpelier, Vermont.
Okay.
And what you do is you take a walk along here and you read the posted story pages. Like, for example, you would start, Daniel finds a poem. Daniel knows all the rocks, trees, and animals in the park.
He's a smart kid.
And as you proceed down, you're going to see some additional parts of the story. He sees the sign about poetry in the park, and he wants to know what poetry is.
So now this.
And then you go to the next sign.
Wow. And we can't show everything because, as you mentioned,
there's
copyright issues and things like that.
And there's 16 slides.
But how cool is this?
Part, it's on the way home from school.
That's awesome.
When the children leave the school and come down this way, they can read the story as they walk home with their parents or their friends.
Kind of like a really good response to the pandemic, and how do we just create community when we really can't?
Right.
And this is a great idea. That's awesome.
Actually, this began in, I think it was the Lidditz Library, had the first one. And I would need to talk to Allison about how, and it also would involve a lot of funding. I'd like to arrange for something like this along the river trail.
Oh, that's awesome. What a good idea.
That's kind of my dream, but that, of course, would involve something much more in-depth than simply the pictures on sticks. But this works out perfectly, just along here at the park. And by the time the kids get to the corner, they've finished the story.
And what they learn is Daniel's quite a guy, which you already knew.
Oh, yes, I did. And there he goes.
There he goes.
Sunset, I love sunsets. So when
I
Daniel
do too.
says the sunset is poetry,
Oh,
I couldn't agree.
Lisa, I have a feeling I was set up with the poetry walk today. I do.
You just like that Daniel part.
So,
I
have to say, did you see the thing on Facebook someone posted about Easter in the park?
No,
in the 50s?
I missed that, I'm afraid. No, I missed that.
It was awesome.
Did they have egg hunts in the park?
Egg hunts, everyone dressed up, and there were the stream of comments on that.
So they had an Easter parade.
Yeah, well,
my mom talked about those when she was younger.
A parade, and I believe that they were all dressed up, sitting in the park.
Cool.
Are you noticing? Like, look at everyone. The community makes such an effort in making this park nice.
Oh, they do. It's gorgeous.
And I think we're kind of at a crossroads where hopefully we can start to see this be utilized for better.
Oh, the library's going to utilize it this summer.
Oh, I know that.
Oh, my, yes. I got permission, and I do owe a vote of thanks to the Columbia Public Grounds.
Okay.
And also to the Lions Club, because they gave us permission to utilize the gazebo.
Okay.
And all of this area here.
This is beautiful.
For our summer programs.
This is beautiful.
We have over 20 summer programs set up by the library. That's in addition to the Ranger Hour and Tadpole Times at the River Park and the garden camp over at Park Elementary
You need to
School.
give me an alliteration name like Tadpole Times. I gotta tell you, that is top-notch marketing.
Well, let me see.
Tadpole Times? That's awesome.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Yeah, it just doesn't roll off. It doesn't roll off like Tadpole Times.
I need to give more thought to that.
It's beautiful.
So, and we actually just today purchased a speaker and microphone. Since we're going to have the kids outside this summer, we're not sure what kind of restrictions or whatever you would call it will be happening come June. Our programs start June 5th.
But it's outside,
It
so
is
that really
outside,
limits a lot of
and we
problems.
will ask the families stay together. For
Right.
example, if grandma brings her group of grandkids, that they would stay together. And you can easily spread out here. Some of our performers will be utilizing the gazebo.
Mm-hmm.
So that way you can kind of spread out wherever. And I was a little concerned with the microphone because I have such a loud voice, and I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to hear me in Hallam.
They might.
But I was reassured that it does have a volume control, so I won't be blowing anybody away and out to the river.
I love it.
So yeah, we're going to start on June the 5th with a kickoff with Miss Maggie Sings.
Okay.
And I understand that the Parks and Rec might be coming up to help with us that day if they're able to fit that into their schedule.
Excellent.
And we're going to have chalk drawings, things like that. And then from there on, we're going to have this summer, let me see, because I just went over these with the mayor. We're going to have Ryan Bridge, the bug guy. They love that. And Jesse Rothacker with the snakes is coming back.
Absolutely.
For the first time, we'll have Zoo America.
Oh, wow.
We have never
Cool.
had Zoo America before, but somehow the system arranged that we were able to get them. So I'm excited about that. And yes, Monday, June 15th is the recycle tour
my
at
goodness.
Mr. Dan's.
Mr. Dan
Please
again.
wear
Here we go with that.
sneakers.
Yes.
Don't wear your flip-flops or you can't go on the tour.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, it's just great that you provide all this programming. And let's just transition, because I'm going to include all the links to the programs in the bottom of this.
Right.
But let's just talk about, as we come out of the pandemic, as things change, what do you foresee changing here at the library or enhance? Like, what is normal? What is normal for the library? What do you think?
I'm thinking we're actually going to have larger attendance than we've had before. I just spoke with Casey, who's our crochet person, and they're going to be meeting here on the terrace in May.
Okay.
They are excited because they've been away for so long, and it's just nice for them to be able to sit together and work on their projects and chat. You know, that's the whole point of a crochet club.
You're building community. No matter what the activity is.
Right.
Your job, you're at the center of the community in this town.
Well,
that's what you're doing.
The saddest part is we are still required to quarantine our books after they've been checked out.
Oh my
goodness. If I take a book to my house, I can't just check it in and put it back on the shelf.
Okay.
I have to take it to the quarantine room where it will sit for 2 days.
I'm not even going to comment.
Anything
I say would probably be bad.
It used to be 7 days, but now it's down to 2.
Okay.
So they sit all by themselves in their own little room like they're in timeout.
Are they children?
And it seems that way. But the saddest part is our community room is the quarantine room. Because it's
so you
so
lose
big.
that. Right.
Exactly. So anyway, with all that I've been hearing in the news, and of course we do want to keep the community safe.
Absolutely.
We don't want another outbreak.
Right.
So the more that we're outside, the better. So I decided this summer we're just going to do live and outside. Our prime timers, which is a programming for ages 50 plus.
Oh, are you hitting me with another program?
Back. Yes, we now have the prime timers.
Wow.
And
I'm almost qualified.
Well, you should come
I'm
out.
almost prime time.
Well, you know what? I was going to say, we welcome everybody. We don't card. We don't card anyone. So you can get into a prime time.
What is a prime time event?
A prime time event
PTP.
a prime time event, let me see what we've had in the past. We've done a painting project down at Trinity House with Diana Thomas. She sketched out individual blocks that we each painted, and we made a big mural of the bridge.
That's nice.
It was beautiful. So we had a painting project. Debbie Balzerini has done chair yoga with us. We've had talks on different things, like we're hoping possibly this summer to get Brian Roach, if WGAL is allowing that again, to talk about scamming and how to avoid being scammed. It's just different programs that kind of appeal to the older folks.
Yep.
But when I sent my list of summer programs for the kids over to the senior center, they had plans to come to most of them. They said that this is actually more family programming.
Yes.
So, and our one person that we're going to have this year, we're going to have.
You can take a
Randy
breath
Shaw.
anytime. You
Right.
can take a breath at any point. You don't need to wait for me. Okay, go ahead.
Randy Shaw is an illusionist, and he also, I guess you would call him a clairvoyant. He
Okay.
reads minds.
Oh boy.
It is absolutely incredible. And Randy's programming, well, he does things for kids. He also really needs some adults in the audience.
Okay.
So if you come out, and I believe, and I'm hoping I get the date right here, it's a Wednesday. I believe it's June 24th. It's the next to last Wednesday in June.
Okay.
He's going to be here at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And you will just be amazed.
Again, I will post a list. Lisa thinks everyone can, mentally write this list in their head, and because we're
Lisa
not
can't
all
do
as
that.
smart as Miss Lisa.
Ugh,
But we'll work on that.
right.
Listen, you are a fireball.
Well, one last
You are a fireball. You're gonna give me another program.
No, just one
You
last
have
thing.
to.
I did get my first vaccination
Uh-huh.
last Thursday.
Okay.
And I get my next one in 4 weeks because
All right.
I have the Moderna. So I'm just giving my little plug, for those who are willing to do so. Get
Beautiful.
vaccinated and think about us in the community, because we definitely want to come out of hiding, so to speak.
I love it. Well, no one can accuse you of hiding. Let me assure you. I'm glad you laughed for that one. No one can accuse you of hiding in any way. What you've spearheaded, and through the generosity, really, of the community and all those, no one has, this is all new inside, but most importantly, you can have a new building, but if you don't have the programming and the interest in people, it doesn't matter. A new building doesn't mean a darn thing.
And the community, this is the community's library. The community
Absolutely.
paid for it, so this is the community's building. It's not my library, it's the community.
The way you just reach out to every group, every person here is beautiful. And like I said, you're a difference maker, and we need more people to embrace that, and we're just so proud to be associated with you in the ways we are. So
I have one last thank you.
no, you don't have. How many more lasts?
One
No,
more
you can.
thank you.
You get it.
I just want to give a
whatever
thank
you want.
I
Go.
want to thank D&H Funk,
Okay.
because through the EITC grant, they generously every year pay for all of our summer programs.
Wow.
So I want to give a
No,
big shout out
absolutely.
and a thanks to D&H Funk.
They're wonderful people.
And if you ever need excavating, be sure to give them a call.
I love it. I love it. You get every tagline in too, don't you?
I do.
Lisa, thank you. Let's look at the Lorax in your little collection again. Make Earth Day every day. It isn't Earth Day without time with Lisa, and it's not a day in Columbia without some community event that she's a part of. And we thank you for all your efforts, the staff, all the volunteers. What a great resource this library is to Columbia. So thank you, Lisa.
Thank you, and I hope to see everyone very, very soon.
Oh, you're gonna see everyone. Bye bye, Lisa.